days of my life I praise you. Everything that I have now you gave to me, Baba. Lord, I say for your love I'm grateful. Yes, you love me plenty, you came to die for me. Jehovah Rapha, Jehovah Nissi, I am that I am. Ooh. Oh, I search around, there's no one else like you. Lion of Judah, you're the man.
God has given me victory.
He has given me victory.
He has given me victory.
God has given me victory.
God has given me victory.
He has given me victory.
He has given me victory.
Hallelujah.
Our children, Samuel Osaka Jerala. Okay, Otelo Brongi. Ramon no for you. Why can't this nyamba? About the jere. Papa nyamba.
AK on the beat.
Abunyaka. Papa nyaka. Papa jende nyaka. I am a woman. I'm a woman. Osaka jela lomore. Otele brown on your way. I get keep carry out the wall. Throw it in your soul. I'm a woman. I don't come on your way. No matter what you do, my family will need it. In Bajoli, Mamita. I get to that name of the Aswere. I don't come on your way. I get you at the water. I'm a woman. I let me know the money. Je le tente que tu es mon oui. Elle va les faire dans tes roues. On te le bon mieux. On est dit de la yéde. On va tirer des seigneurs d'Aore. On va n'y aller, on va déjà. On va aller la dame. Josephine White, a.k.a. Josephine Bama, Elizabeth Bama, Leonard Nibu, Ivo Blay, National Chair, Modi Nibu, Bonnie Tilly, Ebony Goa, Assembly Mao Minor, Maurice Bama, Modi, Papa Chair, this is Nyaka Oma, Boleja. Mama nyaka Mama nyaka Oyo mama de yeore Mama chende nyaka Oruda so la lo more Ade bila da rabe aso Moji Leje ba lo monyowe You're not the water, you'll go your every game on your way. No matter what you're doing, for it's a legend nowhere. Oh, my own. I went by the rail. won't be very kind and you're I am a woman. My wife and the Tunago. I'm going to go, my wedding down. What I got get away more. What I don't run more. Is my new dear way. Mama is the bad fellow, mother of the president. What do you hear? Il est soir, I remember, c'est Mao, Christian Ballet, Erica, Big Man. Pastor Abu Jeda, father of the president. What do we? Samuel Osaka Jerala. Okay, Otelo Brongi. Ramon non so yo. Why can't this nyamba? About the jere. Papa nyaka.
AK on the beat.
Amunyaka. Papa nyaka. Papa janze nyaka. I am a woman. I am a woman. Osaka jera lo more. Otele from on your way. I get keep very at the water. Throw it in your soul. I'm a woman. I don't come on your way. No matter what, my family will need it. In Bajoli, Mamita. I just stand in my dress on it. I don't come on your way. I get irritated at the water. I'm a woman. I let me know the money. Je le tente que tu es mon oui, elle va les faire loin de l'eau. On te le bon mieux. On est dit, on a aidé. On va tirer de ce nyagao. On va nyagao, on va déjao. On t'a gagné la dame. Wawe Momoji, Mayu, Josephine White, a.k.a. Josephine Bamo, Elizabeth Bamo, la mimu Ivo Blay National Chelele Modi Nimu Wali Tele Ebony Goa Asewe Mao Minor Morris Bama Modui Baba Chende Tunyaka O Makolega Baba Nyaka Baba Nyaka Oyo Mabode Jeore Baba Chende Tunyaka Orida Solalo More Agebida Garabia Soe Moni Jeje Balo Monyowe Akejana ni wate ruole Kelubonyo Eyo la lo Eyo Eyo ao ayao Eyo lo Eyo lo Eyo Nani ana kachiana Eyo Eyo ao ayao Eyo lo Eyo lo Eyo Adio to wayo To jawe black man Blood ya ben we nu one day oh Amane de bonyon me oh Anachi ade ah yo be Sabachi ana yo Anachi ade yo be Sabachi ana yo Loriana kachiana yo be Sabachi ana yo Lobida kwambe ana yo be Sabachi ana yo Konsikelana yo be Sabachi ana yo Regina pe ana yo be Sabachi ana yo Victor Baniana yo be Sabachi ana yo Wanachi ana yo be Sabachi ana yo
Good evening, folks. Sam Sinto, LIBERIA Public Radio. Tonight is a very special program we're going to be having here. This is a program about our own brothers and sisters of the Chien District organization from the Grand Jide community. And we're here to make sure these folks are going to be having an inauguration program here come Friday. And we want to make sure we have some information. We're going to be talking with Mr. Carr most of the time, and also other folks who perhaps might be able to join Mr. Carr to talk to us about it. I'm very interested in trying to find out where, when, and what are some of the details. We will be contacting Mr. Carr here very shortly, but first let's go with our safety on the it's a Wednesday afternoon, folks. And so far in our larger Liberian community, have not heard any kinds of bad news. I know people have died. That's not what I'm talking about in terms of accident, in terms of safety violations. I've not heard any of those kinds of stuff in our community. That's good. Thank God. I know you guys you don't need me to have a safety issues in mind. And so you're doing a good job by yourself. Make sure when you're driving, you know where you are at all times. This is United States. Things happen like nothing. I mean, just a few days ago, we heard people begging you go play video game, and somebody take a gun, start shooting. Just you're playing video game.
Okay, so those are kinds of stuff you have to be mindful of. Your young people, you go out at night, you go out even in the daytime. Know where you are at all time. But one of the best things that I tell the young people most of the time, stay out of people's business. Mind your own business. This is how you live here in the United States. Only get involved when people invite you into something. But don't go and start poking your nose into things that don't belong to you. Getting involved into things that have nothing to do with you. You can do that on an intellectual skill. If there's an intellectual debate, intellectual engagement going on, you can get involved. But not by when you're having people having confusion or conflict or something like that. You can try to settle score. I mean, you can try to settle the issue, but you have to be very careful as well. Because even back home, they say somebody who tried to pot people usually come up with a bloody nose. Because if you get in between when the blow is coming, you're on your own. That's Samson told this afternoon, folks. I want to thank you guys again. I'm going to be contacting Mr. Kai here. Like I said, he's going to be joining us here. But let's go on here. First of all, please take care of your car, and your car will take care of you. Let me do something here very quickly. Thanks. I'm getting to be with all these lights and stuff. I gotta get myself. The air conditioner is not moving that fast in the studio tonight. I think somebody gonna have to pay. Mr. Alfonso, so did you pay my light bill? Did you pay the LPR light bill this time? Because the air conditioner is not too hot. Oh, the air conditioner is not too hot. And then Nathaniel said, "Oh man, found place to sit down, man. Was on fire." You said. They always fire me. No, I'm very serious. No, folks, Samson to Libera Public Radio. I'm going to be connecting with Shen District now. Let's pick up phone. It's going to be difficult doing here this afternoon. I came on late because there's something that I tried to get some situation going, but I wasn't able to do that. So I would do the old way here this afternoon. Call, and then somebody. So when I open the line, it's going to be difficult. So those of you that are supposed to be coming and joining the Chin District, you have to pick it back on somebody else as well. So let's try this. Okay, let me do this. Let me do this and see if I can get Mr. Carr on. While he's coming on, let me just keep talking. This is Sam Sinto, Labrador Public Radio. Mr. Carr, are you with me yet? Okay, not yet. His phone is ringing. Okay, so Mr. Carr, is it Mr. Carr? Okay, Mr. Carr, this is Isaac Carr. Mr. Carr, this is Samson to Labrador Public Radio. Try to connect us through the old faction, but it's not working. But we're here to do a work. You're not connected to LPR. Thank you for joining up. If before that, hold on 1 minute. Hold on 1 minute. I think I'm violating my own rule here. Just hold on 1 minute, Mr. Carr. We'll be right back with you here. Let people know who Mr. Carr is. Okay, now we know. All right, Mr. Carr, you with me?
I'm here.
Okay, you got to talk a little bit louder and engage the phone so that at least the audience will be able to hear you, please, if you can.
Sorry, I'm going to, let me see. I'm supposed to connect Richie Baba, the line, so give me a second quick.
Okay. All right, I tell you what, why don't you, let me go ahead and play the Chair District video while you're trying to connect Richie, and then after that, you guys, once you're connecting, you guys can give me a call. How's that?
You can just keep on the line. I'm going to do it right now.
Okay, all right. Okay, folks, while we're waiting for Mr. Carr and Richie to join us here, let's continue to talk. Chen District is a district situated in Grand Jide County, Republic of Liberia. And this district has been doing a wonderful, wonderful job. Under the leadership, the former leadership of Tarware, this district went way ahead of a lot of stuff, and they were doing good, and they continue to do good. Now they have some young, dynamic dealers. As you can see over there, these are all young people. I love it when young people in the community say that they want to participate. Not only participate, well, when they're ready, they'll call me. I'm off now. Okay, not only want to participate in, at the lowest level, but they want to participate in a leadership position. For me, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. If a young man has the ability to lead, if the young man has the ability to lead, let him. Because the point is, some of us, I cannot do what these young people are capable of doing nowadays. These young people can stay up all night and organize each other so that they will carry on certain developmental agenda for the district. We love it. I love these young people for even coming up to say this is what we want to do, and I applaud these young people. I applaud them. I hope they'll be successful in their inauguration program. And Mr. Carr going to be telling us here once he and Rachel join us here very shortly. But while we are at it, let me go ahead and play I just don't want. By the way, let's go a little bit. Chen District is one of the districts in Grand Jita County. They have Boston District, where your own almost 7 is from Boston District. He's the Parliament Chief of Boston District. I'm not too sure if they even have that, but I'll claim that position. He's the Clan Chief of Boston District. I'm not too sure if they have. I'm giving myself position. Please, just say okay. No, on a very serious note, we have Boston District, Chen District, Quinnipiac District, and all of these districts are doing some wonderful, wonderful things. I'm in the process of putting something together. The question that I have overall is what's going on with these districts? But that will be another topic another time. But okay, I think they're calling me now. Let's see. Okay. Hello, Mr. Carr, are you there?
I'm here, Mr. Bala.
Okay, Mr. Bala is for you as well?
First one. Yes.
Okay, all right. Let's start with you, Mr. Carr. Could you just briefly, we know who you are, former president of Grand Jita Association, chapter president Illinois. So I know all of those things, but can you just briefly introduce yourself with relationship to the Chen District organization? What is your connection? What do you do, and what exactly we should be expecting out of you guys here tonight? And then after that, Mr. Bala can come on. Go ahead.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Isaac Carr. I am the son of descendant of the Chen section. I am from Quarter in Sweden, and I feel that it cannot be a support to our district, then who can we be a greater support? So I came to give Chen district the greater support that I can. That's why give me the privilege to be able to join the inaugural committee to help change the way we are doing things in the America.
Wow, that's wonderful. Okay, Mr. Bala, go ahead. You're next, sir.
My name is Richard Bala. I'm from Manutown, County Planning, Grand Jita County, in the Chen District. I'm the co-chair of the inaugural committee.
Okay.
I served as deputy campaign chair for Mr. Tillman Collins. I served as chief of office staff of Mr. Collins. And later on, decided to slow down a little bit. But when I come to Chen District, because I reside in Iowa, I was called upon to serve people also in the call service, which I want to do.
Well, thank you. We appreciate it, guys. It's a wonderful thing. So let's start with Mr. Carr. Mr. Carr, just tell us what exactly the program is about and what do you guys plan to achieve, and some of the things that the audience that are listening, those who want to go to the inaugural program, what are some of the things they should be expecting, sir?
Our community, first of all, Mr. Too, I want to thank you for even being able to support the district or to be able to air this program. We have no money to pay you for your services. You can go to provide, or you are providing for the organization tonight. Basically, it is not only about raising fund or money to end project that the former national president, Honorable Todd Weir, has started, but to be able to bring our people back together. And we feel that some of us will play a very vital role in bringing our people together because the community is getting so divided and we don't want these things to happen. So we felt that we needed to help to change the situation.
I see. Okay. Can you just tell us? Well, let's go to the co-chair. Let's go to the co-chair. Mr. Co-chair, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, somebody gonna have to lower their monitor or something because we're having an echo in the background.
There's a feedback going on, Mr.
Yeah, I'm not too sure because it has to come from one of you guys. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead, Mr. Co-Chair. Let me ask you then, what are some of the things that people need to know about this inaugural program that you are taking upon yourself, pro bono, that is, no pay, yet still you decide to invest your time into this program? What are some of the things the audience need to know, those that are coming? What are some of the things they need to know, and what are some of the things they need to do in order to be successful at this inaugural program?
Really, what's going on is we have done what we're supposed to do. People, we are not charging, we are not, but we want all Chien District people, everybody from Chien District to come and support this thing. We have our little young son who has just become the president, and looking at the hurdles and pollings that we've been going on in the Grand Unit Association or in almost all of our organizations, Chien District being district number one, we expect our brothers and sisters, our sons and daughters to come on to support this inauguration, which has to do with somebody like them, the young folk, and we have to give our support to lead them in a way that we all can put together and make Chien District to where it's supposed to be as the number one district.
I see. Well, can you give us the names of your committee so at least we can give them credit here tonight as well on Liberian Public Radio?
My chair is Mrs. Moore Nemo, or what is last name? Sorry.
Yeah.
Now.
Okay, that's okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. And I was
Okay. Okay.
I did not really go to the elections, of course, in Minnesota. Now, I did not come to the elections in Minnesota, but right after the elections, when the committee was, when she was made chair of the committee for the inauguration, I was even out of state when she called me. She said, "Oh, Mr. Bala, you know what? We have to get together as Chien District." So I'm calling everybody from each section in Chien District to serve on this committee. So I thought of you. I said, "Well, I'm out of state, but when it comes to Chien District, don't mind. Anything that has to do with Grand Jedi, I will go all my way out of my way to do anything I can do to serve my people." That's the way I was born. That's the way my family looks like, and how we're supposed to be. So I don't really shy away from responsibility when it comes to serving my people.
I see.
So I really agreed.
Okay, Mr. Carr.
Yes, sir.
Well, thank you for your patience. What I want to find out from you now too, before we go and play your video again, is I know this is. Can you give us the venue? Where is this place going to be? What time? And what are some of the modalities you guys are put in places and things like that? What are some of the things people need to do?
Well, we are taking some little token of appreciation for the program. For non-Grandidian, our guests will be contributing the sum of $20, and for the membership of the Chien District, which has to do with people from the district, will be $30 per person. However, we will also be anticipating donation if anybody wants to donate free money to the program, and that will be our greatest advantage.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
The program the inaugural ball will be here at the Victoria Log at 7200 Northwest 2nd Avenue in Ankeny, Iowa. It's another bigger city close to Des Moines, Iowa. And the program starts at 8 p.m. Not the Liberian time, but 8 p.m. the American time. But before that, we also have the welcome ceremony to be held at the Doctors Hall, which we normally call the Hearing Time Hall at 2727 Doctors Avenue in Des Moines, Iowa.
I see.
And also it will be starting 8 p.m. also.
I see. Okay, well, you guys, please sit tight. We'll be here for a little bit time. I just want to play this video that is sent to LPR promoting this program. So please stay tight. Let's play this video one more time while I try to reposition myself. Stay with me, Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio.
Okay, we'll tell the Brongy. Ramon, no, so will you? Why can't this in your bar? About it, get it. Papa Yaka.
AK on the beat.
Amunyaka, Papa Yaka. Papa Yaka. I am a woman. I'm a woman. Oh, Sagajela, Lomore. Oh, Telegram on your way. I get Kitali at the water. Tarajal in your soul. I'm a woman. Mo pambelu nyele Ibajole Mamita Ade pita ni mabia soere Are baba mo nyowe Ade irete ade buore.
Okay, Mr. Carr, thank you very much. Mr. Bala, are you still with us?
Yes, I'm still there. I have 2 minutes to be with you. As I told you guys, I'm on an emergency trip here.
Right.
I'm on an intensive care.
Okay.
So a few questions that I can answer, then I can go ahead with them before I just came out of the hospital. I'm in the parking lot to talk to you guys.
Okay, we appreciate that.
I don't have to shy away from responsibility.
Okay, let's make it the last segment of you, and then we can take leave of you because we understand the condition because you talked to her earlier, so we appreciate it. The question I have for you right now is, you're already on that side. I'm sure you're going to be there as well. Come Friday, what have you. I'm sure you're going to be there. But the question that I have is, you say you didn't attend the Chen District Convention. But from the information that you provided, the lady called you to help her out, I'm sure because of your own pro bono abilities to help the community, and they appreciate it. But what I want to find out from you, sir, is this. This is an inaugural program. Is there a specific items that folks that are coming in to pay attention to?
Did you say folks that are coming and you pay attention to?
Yeah, those that are coming to Iowa, is there a specific agenda item, if at all there's agenda item of any item that perhaps you think worth the attention of those that are coming, since this is a community organization geared for development? Is there any items or anything that you want to tell us this evening that perhaps people need to pay attention to as they come in there?
Yeah, like I said earlier, Virginians need to get together, regardless of which district you come from. And the reason why we put in special emphasis on the Chen District hosts the capital city of Grand Junction County. And the majority of us from Chen District, we are just centered around Zweru, and Zweru is where we all come from. Even though all the school is Zweru, but all the school is Zweru. So I want to say that Chen people, Grand Juniors, should come up. What he has to say, what he wants to do, the platform that he ran on, like during the winning election, let's look at whether he will put forward and will work towards it. And if he is going to do it, because some of us decided to come over to help to push his agenda, let all of us try to work with him and help him to do what he's supposed to do. And this is why we went when he doesn't come. This is why we are calling a son of danger, a son of shared behavior, to come on to be the kidney speaker to see the reason that we were supposed to get together. And he has been doing very well back there, making people to know why it is to elect your leaders and then work together for promotion of peace and stability and development in our county. So this is not actually about every change district, it's about grand that. But we have to do something right the way we ought to done.
I see. Okay, like we said, you have issue here. You have prior engagement, so we'll let you go. But before we take leave of you, is there any last comment you want to make here to your brothers and sisters that perhaps we haven't gone over that you want people to know before we take leave of you, sir?
Yes, I want to say to my brothers and sisters from Grand Judea as a whole, we should not give up. We should not give up. The issue of, this split, this issue can be solved. If we can get together and talk to each other as brothers and sisters, listen to what I got to say, and I listen to what you got to say, we can solve our problem. So the problem of Grand Judea, it has to do with only Grandians. So our little brothers and sisters, our older brothers and sisters that do not understand the dynamics of how these things work, we still have to engage and talk to each other.
I see.
So that's the message of God that we all have to work together. Whatever is the case, we have to work together.
I see. Okay, Mr. Barat, thank you very much. We appreciate your time on LIBERIA Public Radio. Please, this is what we do here in the community network. We try to promote whatever it is that the community wants to hear and do. We promote that. So please don't hesitate to come back on LPR to tell us what has occurred after the inaugural program. If you care to let us know what is happening. But other than that, we'll say thank you very much and good luck. And we pray that everything will be in God's hand and that God will be in control of whatever it is that you're going through over there. Good luck and God bless you.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Carr. Now we have two of us now. Let's have fun together. I know you're not a stranger to the larger Judea community, not even stranger to the larger Liberian community anyway. But the question is, why are you involved in this association? What exactly are you trying to achieve here, sir?
Like my co-chair just said, leadership, no matter who you are, older, younger, no matter what it is, some of us were born leaders. We were not really created. We believe in mobilization. We believe in a dynamic. We believe in that togetherness. And we foresee that our community is so attached to us that when we play our role, people will be able to join in and come together. If we do not today change the way we do things, our community will continue to fall apart. So as I look back from the onset of all of the issues that we have had in the past, I decided to let go of certain situations and start to help our larger community, coming from the GAA to even our chain section and to the district and all that. We all have to work very hard. If not, we will break our entire community down, our entire society, and there will be no family issue anymore. But I see us all to be one group of big families. I am interrelated to you somehow. I'm interrelated to Mr. Bala, interrelated to the other person. All of the district, we have some kind of a relationship in between. But when we go on the outside, when it comes to those issues of politics and disagreement, the society becomes so divided. And so some of us are coming in between to break all of the chill and make sure that we try to do the right thing.
I see. We have the two young gentlemen, president and vice president, very young, but capable as well. you are very close to them through this organization. What are some of the positive things about these young people that perhaps you need to tell us here this evening, that folks who are not quite familiar with Chen District Association and its leadership? What are some of the positive things that you have seen so far? Like I said, you're not Johnny come lately. You've been around. You know what these things are. You know if somebody has the leadership abilities, you know it because you have the ears and you have the eyes to detect what exactly leadership, who doing what, and what have you. So, what are some of the positive things that these young people of the Chen District Association are doing or intend to do that you know of, you want to publicize this evening?
One thing that I know about the current president, if he was for you or is for you, he remain committed to you. He does not like that divided rule politics. When he feels that Samson Toll is not speaking to John Toll, he's going to make both Samson and John Toll his friends and try to bring them back together. He's very young but intelligent. And so somebody who will portray such a role will be one of the peace builders in our society, regardless of his age. Administratively, he is inclined and able to change the way some of our people do things. And so is his vice president. Both of them, I will say, are nurtured. I knew some of them before they even turned 15. And we kind of like grew up in the society together, ate together. And I don't see them as just our current national leader in the Chin district, but I also see them as people who now will change themselves from only wearing slippers to people who will be wearing suits and tie and presenting themselves to our society as responsible people. And because they change from the time of wearing those slippers to the time of being very responsible, that's why giving some of us the ego and the diversity of being able to support them strongly.
I see. Okay, Mr. Cott, now that you have given us the positive, if you care, is there any negative of the two gentlemen that we need to know of as well?
I will say, it's highly political, but I will say, you know the mistakes that we all have incurred during the election that brought all of the confusion. I will tell them that they need to speak to the executive officials on their team. Whatever have gone wrong in the past, we need to work together and correct all the wrongs constitutionally. And those people who are serving or who we are going to be serving today, they need not going public, but they need to put on their RVs and working shoes to be foot soldiers for this organization to bring back our brothers and sisters who felt that their elected role was unconstitutional. That is, people who have either attended one or two of these conventions or formed part of the team, because both teams during the period had some of these situations. Constitutionally, they were not all supposed to vote, but there were no time in their favor, and they all voted that the election must go on, and so parliamentally, they had to vote. And so I will appeal to the Brown team or our current administrators to work on this issue and try to bring back our other teams so that they can all play a vital role within the Chin district community. We need all of our people, and I myself will be part of the process to talk to these people so that we can let go certain issues. That is the negative part of it.
Okay, Mr. Carr, before we go on to all of the good thing about this inaugural program, just got one more question in terms of these two young people. And the reason here is this. Like I said, you've been around. To see such a young, at that young age, both of them, the president and the vice president, so young, highly educated, there's no question asked, but so young, and to be involved in as much to take the leadership of a major association in our Jida community. Uh, do these two, most of these young people, do they have the ability to listen and perhaps to not put themselves in the bubbles and accept advice, accept the voices of the plebeians, their own people in the rank? Can they, do they have the ability to do such thing, or are they one of those some of those leaders that say, "I'm here now, catch me if you can"?
I will first go to my president. I trust my president. Before, he used to. Over the past 2 years, he hasn't. That is a greater change, and he will never do it, and I trust him for that. For the vice president, I don't really speak to him often, but I will also do the same, and I haven't seen him going negatively or going on Facebook, doing things out of the way, because that's where we can find all of the irregularities in our leadership, going on Facebook and ungrading or degrading your fellow Grangians. And so that's one of our talks to these people and to our community. Leave the Facebook alone. If we have issues, we need to sit down. If both of you cannot iron them up, call somebody to mediate or to mediate for you or for us so that we can settle our differences. That's what we need to do. And so these people are changed, and that's why the people of Chin District have elected them. And I believe in them. I trust in them, and that's why we want to work with them to help them make a change and bring change, to help bring change to our society, regardless of their ages. We have to also impact into them the knowledge and wisdom that they need to grow up.
I see. Thank you, Mr. Carr. Folks, this is Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. Mr. Carr now is the police of the Jida Community Facebook page for young people. If you want to lead us in the community, you better stay off the Facebook, because if you get on the Facebook and degrade Samson to, Mr. Carr will make sure you don't get no position in the Jida community. Thank you, Mr. Carr. I just want to say, I want a very serious note. I think the statement you just made here was brought to life, vividly was brought to life by Flat, Peter Flat, I believe his name was. He's not with us anymore. Where he made a statement, I believe in Grand Jida County, according to the story, during one the October visit or what have you. But he told the people that if you want the young people to lead you, you help them to lead you. But if you say, yeah, go ahead and lead, they will lead you the way they want to lead you. And I think that's exactly your involvement. For me, that signified that you are not just sitting down for these young people to lead, but at least being involved, guiding them and imparting on them on some sort of wisdom that comes out of you from Zambo Quarter. Yeah. But now, Mr. Carr, let's go a little bit deeper into what are some of the programs that you know of for this inaugural program that's supposed to be happening starting Friday? Starting Friday night, give us a rundown of all of the program up to the end. Can you do that?
I don't have the program sheet before me, but I know we're going to be having a meet and greet. There will be a section where a lot of other committees that were organized will be meeting. Besides that, they will be meeting with other community in the Des Moines area, people who were invited. So the president and his team administrators will be going from the what you call state official who will be hosting the program that will be meeting with all of those people, the women wing in the area, also in the other districts that reside in the area, not like the district head, but heads that are residing in those areas. They will be meeting with them, and until the welcome night and the ball night, there will also be series of sessions to be held just to be able to prop their administration because they still got other issues to fill in, and so they will be doing all of these. And basically, the president will also be meeting with the Grandian Association president in the state of Iowa also. And from there, I think they will also be going to the co-chair lady, the national co-chair lady in the state of Iowa. So there's so many section that they will be having because they need the support of the community, not just financially, but like I said, within the peace building process, it starts from this inauguration, so they will be going to all of the stakeholders in the community to talk to them, and that would be also part of his inaugural speech.
I see. Have you take a peek of the inaugural speech? If so, is there anything you can tell us here what the president most likely going to be saying here to his people?
I would just come out to say it's going to be all into unity, peace, and development.
I see. Okay, Mr. Carr, I don't intend to keep you guys here all night tonight. When we have another show that's going to be coming here very shortly. But before we take leave of you, first of all, I want to thank you very much, you and Mr. Ballard, for coming on LIBERIA Public Radio. We do appreciate it because I think you guys have done a wonderful job here tonight, enlightening our audience exactly what is Chien District is all about. And before we let you go here, I have a letter on my dashboard here that said TDDAA. Could you just tell us what TDDAA is, please?
It means Chien District Association Indian Americas.
Okay. So I will add the other D as being development.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, because I know most of these things are all geared toward development. By the way, before we take leave of you, though, Mr. Carr, is there anything, whether it be Chien District, Grand Jury Association, Liberia, whatever is on your mind that perhaps you wish we have touched on and we were not able to do that? Is there anything that you want to bring to light here to us this evening?
Yes, before I start, I'm going to ask for your permission to allow me to use the vernacular. I know there are people listening out there way in Grand Jury County, and there are other Crown listeners. And so I want to speak that Crown dialect for our listeners, those who maybe might not really understand it, so that who may not follow us in the English language, so that they will be able to hear that, and I will just come as quickly in English.
Yeah, please do so, because this is our dialect, and we're not in the business of apologizing to folks because we're speaking our dialect. So please enjoy yourself on LIBERIA Public Radio. Go ahead. We cannot say boy. Is it boy? Cannot say boy on this year? Oh, okay. It's a boy. Okay.
I get no blue answer. I need that report. I bought the bread. We bread are blue king. I see a boy. When you swallow Zabudi, there one day as a little man. Amy or Conkia with a book. No, Yare, I know a bonny. That one, Grandaria Dimoy. And you say that before I had told that report. Did I? One day, stand again, so that's why you own Zabu. If my bed, I see a bad, I ain't covered that report. I don't believe you know, I'm body, you know, I will. Yeah, when you're down, and my studies are there, I had that report. I'll continue. So, ladies and gentlemen,
but ladies and gentlemen, bucket, white track, clean that out. I can't probably look at so white track. Yeah, I'm not about. And now, so, on one more plus a baker, 5 to the baker, say to be, oh, you are blue. Amu try you, Jala would wear Kaga, blue skin because I did tape one. I wear the young Sia blue po, and then you're about blue po, where I could do that deep one. Yeah, you know, I'm farm pet. I'm fine. I say, okay, Mr. Carr, sorry. Go ahead, please. I just thought we have fun. That's all. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. That was a great icebreaker.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you again for listening to us and being part of this show. I would first of all thank the LPR radio station for giving us the time to at least be able to air this program. I want to also speak to all of our Grenjinian listeners in the Midwest. And no matter what, we are urging you to please join us this weekend in the city of Des Moines, Iowa, and Ankeny to support the 10th District organization. We know that you might not like everything that have occurred, but we have to come together to do what we need to do for the sake of Mama Jide, not just the district, for the sake of Mama Jide. In the cause of the people, the struggle is still continuing. Let us join forces to change the way we have been doing things in the past. And we believe with the new leadership and every one of us who say and I say, when we join these young forces, we are going to make a greater change, and let us all do what we can do. Please don't forget $30 for our membership and $20 for our guests. If you cannot attend the program, we can also take a donation of any kind. We will appreciate it. Thank you so much, and may God bless you. God bless you, Mr. Tool, and God bless you, Mr. Soul. I know you're not here tonight. You were supposed to add the program, but thank you for all of the services you guys providing for us. And I want to say to our district president and official, thank you guys, and may God bless you.
Thank you, Mr. Carr. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. Folks, that's the first segment of this show tonight. We will now go on and move on to another segment. But before that, while we try to reposition ourselves, let's listen to Chin District video that they have provided to help you out to be played. Thank you, Mr. Carr, and we appreciate it. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I'm a piece it, my car. Okay, folks. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio. Let's do this. We're going to do it the old way here.
Our Chin District. Samuel Osaka Jelala. Okay, Osaka Brongi. Ramon no for you. Why can't this in your bar? About the Jere. Mabanyaka.
AK on the beat.
Amunyaka. Mabanyaka. Mabanyaka Sunyaka. I am a woman. I am a woman. Osaka Jelala More. From on your way. I just keep telling you to roll. in your soul. I'm a woman. I don't know on your way. No matter you there, my bundle, in Bajoli, Mamita. I just put that name out there somewhere. I don't know on your way. I get you get the I'm a woman. I let me know the money. Je le tente que tu es mon oui, et bon les pénons te jouer. On l'entend nous bon bien. On est dit à yéder. On va tirer de ce nyagao. On va nyagao, on va déjao. On t'a gagné la dame. Wawe Momoji, Mayu, Josephine White, a.k.a. Josephine Bama, Elizabeth Bama, Leonard Nibu, Yvonne Blay, National Chairlady, Modi Nibu, Bonnie Tilly, Ebony Boa, Asewe Mao Minor, Maurice Bama. Modui, Baba Chia de Sunyaka, my brother. Mabunyaka, Mabanyaka, I am my body. Baba Chia de Sunyaka, I get that. Money, the Japan on your way. I can't get nothing but the world. You'll go every game on your way. No matter no what you're related. All the time, nowhere. Oh, my own. I went back right on your way. I get rid of the area somewhere, Modi. They won't be very kind and you're I hear it, I'm a woman. My body and the Tunyago. I'm a go, my body down. What I got get away more. What I brought down more. You're a jolly point, you're the way. Mama is the bad fellow, mother of the president. What do you hear? Il est quoi? I remember telling Asemao, Christian Ballet, Erica, Big Man. Papa change Abu Jeda, father of the president. Godwin
Samson, you're too frisky. Ah, yes. Ah, man, my goodness. Okay, let's folks, this is Samson told that Brown Public Radio. Brother Don, can't come back up. Folks, this is Samson told that Brown Public Radio. This is what we do here. We have fun. I want to thank the folks from the Chen District Association that joined us here. They were to join us here this evening and give us some wonderful information as what's happening in the Chen District Association. So I'm not too sure. Okay, all right, I know, I got it. But anyway, we want to thank them very much, Mr. Carr, Isaac Carr, and Richard Babler. No, not Richard Babler. I'm sorry, Richard Bala, Mr. Bala. I'm sorry. But anyway, folks, I want to thank all of you tonight for joining us. We appreciate it. I'm going to go on to the next segment, but because my program is set up like this, I'm not going to be able to get out of Chen District. We're still promoting Chen District Association anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and do a few things. Before I do that, you see this thing here? My friends, some of my friends, they're having in a place, people scared of them. Because they think they back home, they mean a lot. So I brought it here from home when I went home the last time. My son, the other day, he picked it up. And guess what he started to do? This is cartel. You know, people who get cartel by you know what it can do? When they're talking, people scared of them. When they're talking and shaking, the way I shaking it, people scared of them. But my son took it. He said that's a dusting material. So he used it to dust the table and stuff. So he said he called it duster. I said, what's my stuff? He said, oh, there, I have it up there. I took it up there to dust the place. That my cartel I brought from Liberia, you dusting thing where? That thing where there's some kind of dusting thing? Other people get it, people scared of them. But my own, the people using it for dust. I take them back. They will come back and see who will take it to make any kind of dusting thing. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, true story. But anyway, let me just go. Folks, I put some few things up here. I'm not going to be here now. We're going to be getting off here. But I put few things together. I'm going back to Liberia still, talking about the pro-poor government. So as I was, sometimes you sit down, you want to put something up. So I decided, okay, things run through your mind. So I decided to put it on paper. Okay. So let me read it. Let me read it. Let me read it. The Pro-Poor Agenda for Prosperity and Development 2018-2013. I'm talking for the people now. I'm saying that's what I think they're saying. It's the second in a series of 5-year national development plan, okay, anticipated under the Liberian version of 2013 framework. Okay. No, I better not do that. I try to get ahead of this thing here, but I think I will not do that. I will not do that. I don't want to spoil some fun here, folks. Uh, I'm not too sure what is happening with the government of Republic of Liberia right now. I'm not too sure because recently, my understanding, the president is over there in China. So I'm hoping that he's doing some good thing there for us. And so we will continue to pray for him, and hopefully he will be successful and bring back the beginnings for Liberians to get themselves off of the. I'm going to be going all over now since I'm not going to read this. There's the impeachment proceeding. My understanding, the proceeding have been not ratified, but approved by the lower house, and now they're probably going to be sending it to the Senate. But before that, few members of the lower house, specifically member of the NEMA legislature caucus, my understanding, they walk out, and the student from NEMA County petition their legislature to make sure this thing doesn't happen. And also lawyers in Liberia are now saying that because the legislature refused to hear the call by the Supreme Court, and thereby disrespecting the law of the land, thereby making the law look like nothing. The question they were asking is, if the legislature themselves are not able to abide by the law, how do you expect the layman to abide by the law? And therefore they are calling on some of their friends to do a stay home or whatever they want to do, stay home. Folks, I told you guys the last time, and I'm not quite prepared for that topic tonight, but I just thought I'd throw in there because I'm only going to be here about 2 more minutes. I just thought I'd throw in there. What is happening now in Liberia, especially with the Supreme Court impeachment of Justice Jana, for me, intellectually, I thought it was a good thing to have this kinds of forum where Liberian can test the limit of the law they themselves are put in place. And the best place to test the law is through the Supreme Court. I made a statement here the last time, and I believe in that. I'll continue to argue that. And that is, when the Supreme Court order that the legislature should come and explain why they see the reason to continue with the impeachment proceeding, having had the information from the Justice Chamber telling them to put stop to it. I thought, and I told you guys the last time, I'm going to say it again, I thought that the legislature would have sent their lawyer there and pointed out to the justices to say, according to Constitution article blah blah blah, you're not supposed to do this. What do you think this is? By putting that question to them, you're asking them to interpret that part of the Constitution. But what the legislature did, and I thought, and I'm not a lawyer, I'm keep saying it, but that's my opinion. I thought the legislature are only there to make laws and not to interpret the law. The executive carried out the function. The legislature make the law. The judiciary interpret the law. So by the legislature saying to the Supreme Court, you have overstepped your bound. This particular aspect of the Constitution does not belong to you. If you make those kinds of assessment, if you make those kinds of comment or statement, you are now interpreting the law. The fact that you're saying these people are now violating the law by you doing what the law has not provided for you to do. You're interpreting the law. That's not your responsibility. And I truly, truly believe that the Chief Justice understood that. He understood that. Because I think their fear was, I'm not speculating, I believe their fear was if the legislature come here to us and point out these constitutional issues that they say we're in wrong, how do we defend it? What are some of the things we have to use? What are some of the precedents that we have to tell them this thing has been done before? So we're not the first. You do that, you go to the legislature, you go to the Supreme Court and let these people start sweating. Because this is what they do, they believe in the law. And if they're violating the law themselves, if they're not able to interpret the law according to the Constitution, the people in the legislature, they're not slouched. These people are educated as well. But by you not going and providing explanation, you believe they have violated your constitutional right. You're not interpreting the law. Folks, I just thought I'd throw that in there this evening. I'm going to be out of here very shortly. This Friday, we will also have another Grand Jide Association, not Grand Jide Association itself, but Nizani Clan Association, which is also from Grand Jide County. The Association of the Jide communities are doing their best to carry on development. Now, I'm not too sure what it is, but I'm not stranger to our Jide community either. And therefore, you can say you're speculating. It's up to you. But it seemed to me, and I said it seemed to moi. I didn't say it seemed to you. I said it seemed to me that we don't have strong leaders in the community anymore. Leader, when you say leader, it's not so much of commanding and telling people what to do and telling people how many cows to kill. That's not the kind of thing you go sit down in the king chair. That's not the kind of leadership that I'm talking about. A leader that have the respect of all Jide community. Because the reason why the Jide community should be much more powerful than it is now. Because of the wrangling among ourselves. Having our own brothers and sisters separating. The membership of the other side of Grand Jide Association, they also belong to the district organization. It's a too fast for me to say then that since there's a separation, there are those brothers and sisters that are not satisfied with the leadership of the association. Therefore, do all we can to weaken the association. Is it not possible? If you have a leader who will respect the people, if you have a leader who will respect the rules, then you have no reason to be afraid. You need a leader that will bring people together. Bringing people together doesn't mean you're afraid. Compromising doesn't mean you're afraid. Talking to people doesn't mean you're weak. It's, in fact, my book, you're more stronger the more you bring people together. But if you're the leader and people afraid to join you, then you're not doing a good job. Then you need to get out. Because first of all, nobody getting paid. I don't know. Because on a book, nobody get paid on a book. Like former president of this association, Chain District Association, stated the last time that there are certain people within the community that will not take on the leadership of any association that is not lucrative. Lucrative. Somewhere where people can get greasy hand. Is that what we want in the community? Is that what's going on? Why he's a former president of Chin District? Why would he make such a statement? Does he approve? I don't know. But he's part of the leadership hierarchy. He's part of the leadership group. And he's saying that there are certain people in the community that will not take on a leadership position for organization that is not lucrative. Now, you can say, Mr. Toh, calm down. Maybe lucrative in sense like development. The people are anxious to do development. Lucrative in terms of human capital. It could be. But when somebody uses that kind of language, then it becomes a concerning factor for me. So once again, we have the district organization that's getting stronger. The problem now the graduate association going to have, and it's going to be a mounting one, a mounting challenge, is how do you now bring these people from the district back into graduate proper, graduate association, to be able to work with district from graduate association. How do you do that? That's going to be very, very interesting. The dynamic, the kabuki dance that's going to come, it's going to be, I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy it, to be honest with you. It doesn't matter who wins the next election. Unless you want to keep people away, you want to keep people apart, then you can continue to go. But I'm sure the next election, whoever's going to win, their intent, and they will try to reunite the graduate association. And that's going to be something to watch. What do you give? Are you ready to compromise? Are you ready to compromise? Because the other people, yes, what we don't, people seem to forget. We have graduate association in the diaspora. They're at a strong position right now. When they're ready to negotiate, they're not negotiating from a weak position. Let's understand that. Graduate association also is not coming from a weak position either. I'm going to be enjoying this. It's the only thing that will win, compromise, intellectual, those that are going to be involved must be ready to compromise. Those that are going to be involved must have the ability to allow people to express themselves freely. If you don't do that, we're going to have something like this still. And then let's go ahead. How can you enjoy graduate association having two graduate associations in America? This is not the intent. This was never the intent. Those of us that was involved, and you say, Mr. Toh, what do you mean you're involved? Go look at your constitution. You see Blakuni in there. Young man, very young at the time, but I was running around here, putting your constitution together. Now, the constitution then does not fit what it is now. Definitely. But when we did it those days, we were doing it just like it is now. This is what we have then. We didn't have no Facebook. So we couldn't gear the constitution towards Facebook. We didn't have it. We couldn't round the constitution around text because we didn't have it. There was no English, no words in there mentioning any of those things. The modern day amenities, we don't have them. All we have are facts and pager. So we were involved. During the war, it was very, very difficult to put people together. During the war, among ourselves, among the Grangians here in the diaspora, it was very difficult. Every time we meet over there in Philadelphia, people fighting among themselves because of what was happening back home. Nevertheless, Grangians saw it fit that no matter what, this association must stay together. We shouldn't split. We should remain as an association under one umbrella, all of us. Go ahead, when we go to meeting, we have all kinds of discussion, fighting, what have you. By the end of the day, it's remain graduate association. And these young people, you want to tell me you young people do not have the ability to bring yourself together, no matter what. no matter what. Nobody die. Nobody die because of disrespect. I agree. But there's no other avenue among you young people that you could have found to be able to resolve this issue. We couldn't do that. I'm going to enjoy myself. I'm telling you, I'm going to enjoy myself. The election coming up, I'm going to truly enjoy myself because I'm going to be for a very long time. If you've been watching my show, I've been staying away from Granular Association issue because I felt within myself that it was pointless. When the issue started, I was involved. But nobody wanted to listen to Blaku because Blaku ain't got nothing to offer. That's okay. But look what we are. Look what we are. Grandians in America. Ice Criminal District, what they did over there in Minnesota 2 weeks ago. You also come Monday, Ice Chain District, and they will tell you what's going on. The Grandians are willing to contribute, but they just want leader. Single leader or group of leaders that will be trustworthy for people to put their money in. You're asking people for $100 a month or $100 pay to do certain thing. Have you put in place structure to safeguard that money? If you start asking people to pay a certain amount of money, if you leave tomorrow, is there any structure in place that somebody who's going to be coming in next that will not go and start fiddling with people's money? And that's why you want people to believe that these are kind of thing people will pour $100. I'm ready for that $100 issue here. Until the leadership can show some of us. I don't mind paying $100. I just paid $50 the other day. I don't mind paying $100. But these things must be accounted for. Yeah, the leadership right now, take for example, Boston District. The leadership right now, I trust the leadership. I have no issue with it. But you pay $100. They're not going to build whatever high school they want to build. They're not going to build it within the next 2 or 3 years. It's not happening. It's not happening. You don't even get land yet. If you have a land, first of all, the material. The place, I was in Basel myself. I drove that road. So from Zleta to whatever it is to Dowdy, it's a long distance. And the road is bad. So you're not going to build the high school in one or 2 years. What will happen if the leadership leaves? Is there documentation? Is there policy put in place that will continue the process without interruption? This is what we don't have in Graduate Association. This is what's giving us problem. A new administration comes in and they decide they want to do a specific project that will gear towards a certain group within the community. And the previous administration project, forget it. That group that we're done with them, we don't want to deal with it anymore. So that project is down. We pick up new project because we got new group we want to gear towards and let them tell us what they want to do. Because there's nothing to say in the Constitution. You start something, you must finish it. It doesn't matter who comes to leadership. Whatever start must finish before you start something new. Certain amount of money. We have that in Boston District, and people wanted the president announced the other day, and I'm just going all over this place here tonight. The president announced the other day they want $100. $100, that's fine. But Zillion will want to pay. But I'm going to be questioning. I'm going to do a specific show on that. I'm going to be questioning. The president and the leadership that are there now, yes, I have no issue with them because I know them. I've worked with them. But if they leave, is there any kinds of paper, document in place that says when you're starting, if you don't finish, the next person come and finish it? We're paying $100. What happened to that money? How's the money going to be safeguarded? Where you putting the money? What account you putting the money in? And what happened when you leave? The board and the other people that come to play, what happened? How do they save that money? All of these things have to be taken into account. This is Sam Sinto. I don't want to go too far here tonight, folks. Sam Sinto, LIBERIA Public Radio. I'm going to get out of here before I get in trouble because Okay. All right. So let me get out of here before I get in trouble. But before I do that, it's Wednesday. Let me do a little dancing here before I go. Samson to LeBron Pablo. Let me do a little dancing here before I go. Good night, folks. Okay, Samson, before I leave here, I have something I want to say here quick. Once again, first of all, I want to thank the Chen District Association for coming on LeBron Public this evening. We appreciate it. Before I leave, though, those of you that have watched the program tonight, I ask you to please go to the Chen District Association inaugural program and support our brothers and sisters. They mean well. All of these county district organizations, they mean well. Let's support them. Samson to LeBron Public. One other thing, my son, my older boy, well, he's not older, but anyway, he what they call musical genius or something like that. He's here, just classical music, studying in Italy and all that. But I want to get him out of here. I want him to go to LIBERIA and let him get into crown music. See how far he's gonna go. If he's that smart. Samson, if you're listening. Samson Chiaruto, if you're listening. That's the challenge from there. Folks, this is Samson to LeBron. I want to thank all of you and say good night. Let's do it again. Good night, folks.